शून्यमनोभीष्टं भूतले स्वयं रूपगदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तु ते जयदां सुरतौ पङ्गोर्मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बोजौ राधामदनमोहनौ दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नाकारो सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवो प्रेस्ते लिपि सेव्यमानौ स्मरामि श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भि वंशीवटतटस्थित कर्षन्वेणुस्वनैर्गोपिर्गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकास स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाशादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. Dear Matajis, so again, after a long time, we started this Saturday evening class. So again, we are with a social topic, not completely Krishna conscious topic, life of a widow. In this class, what we are going to learn or see and discuss, we will discuss about the social thing in this topic. So first we will see the different social systems existing regarding widows. And then finally we will see how a widow can survive and achieve success. We can say like that. Why this social norms are there for widows and what is the pain and things the widow has to undergo. So as in India, we all know, maybe except some Matajis from West, in Western country, there is no such things, widowhood. And they may not know what is happening to a widow. But why such things existed, that also we have to see. Okay, first we will see how widows are treated and the pains they undergo. But why such thing is there in Indian culture or in Indian system? That we will see. Then positive and negative side, and then ultimately what we should do. Generally in India, if somebody becomes a widow, that is considered as inauspicious. Okay. Inauspicious, and in the middle period, maybe in the ancient times, it was not so bad like now in the maybe 50 years before, especially from almost all over India. If a woman loses her husband, the husband dies, then the women should not look auspicious, like she should not wear colorful saris. She should wear only white. She should not wear bindi. She should not wear kumkum, glass bangles, any ornaments. Also should not eat very palatable food. And fast for Ekadasis. So many such rules are there. Okay. So these women, like widows, we have seen in a class the sati system in detail. So I'm not going to touch the sati system in detail. This is sati system was there, but there was also this widow system existed. So the women, is it a force or voluntary? Maybe in the beginning, maybe in the early stages, it was not forced. It was like, social custom. But later it became forced. When it is forced in the society, then revolution came and it is all vanished. The good part in it was not realized. And then it is like again, it became a revolution in 1856. British brought the law that, widow women can remarry, and this, especially revolution happened in Calcutta, I mean West Bengal, because there the traditionally women were suppressed like anything. Uh, we see the society took it as in a negative way. The widowhood, the society placed a negative role on women. Why such things existed? There is a reason. We see in history, Ramayana, the wives of the Dasarath, they all accepted their widowhood, and they lived pretty decently, not in a suppressed way. Lord Ram and others, everybody respected them, and they had a place as queens, Mata, Rajmata. So it was not so negative. If you see in Ramayana, after uh, dismiss of Dasarath, the queens of Dasarath, they had a normal life, not a very abnormal life like the some years before the society made a big thing. Still today, the women, the Indian women especially, they are very scared, and it's like, see, death is inevitable. Everybody has to die. But this widowhood is still a big scare in everyone's heart, because it brings so much insecurity. Because for a woman, husband is everything. So definitely, no Indian women will boldly accept the widowhood, right? Right? No, it's not easy. Okay, I will face this. No, it's not easy. Women can face poverty. Women can face disease, or women can face any other problems. But the widowhood is really tough, because it impacts lots of pain, because losing parents is okay, because sometimes they can revive, but losing husband is a big problem in a woman's life. I have seen widows in my life, some aunts, and some young girls, and how much they underwent difficulties in their life, because it's difficult for a woman to live alone without any financial support and emotional support. Above that, the society also, just not now. Now the society is changed. Young girls want to remain as widows because, young girls, if you see, they don't wear bangles, they don't wear bindi, they don't wear anything, and they voluntarily have taken widowhood. If you see young girls, I often say, "Hey, why you don't have bindi? Why don't you have bangles?" No, they voluntarily accepted widowhood, young girls, in the name of modernism. But the widows of present modern world, they have, uh, I have seen even old ladies, they have everything. Colorful saris, bindis. In South India, they wear Mangal Sutra in yellow thread, but the widows wear a golden chain. Like golden chain is also a Mangal Sutra in South India. Gold chain, in that the Mangal Sutra is added. So they wear uh, like that. So nobody understands she's a widow or she's married. Like that, there is no central partition and then kumkum in South India that nobody can identify that this person is husband is there or not. Recently, I met one Mataji, and she was wearing even kumkum. Then, when the conversation, she said, "My husband died." And then I was surprised. You are wearing kumkum. She said, "I accept Krishna as my husband, so I wear Mangal Sutra, everything, and I remain auspicious." And I was bit confused because the level, this Madhurya Rasa is not in the beginning stage, right? Anyway, okay. She's a bold widow, I can say. So the modern day widows have the courage that, they face the society. They don't want to identify them as widows. They don't want, because the previous generation underwent all kinds of things, harassments. If you see, especially this harassment was more in Calcutta. This Calcutta means the West Bengal, present day West Bengal. Uh, Bengal culture is, I don't know, good also, bad also. They throw out the widows out of the house, they don't maintain them. And all these widows, they go to Vrindavan, take their shelter there. If you see today in Vrindavan, there is 15,000 to 20,000 widows in Vrindavan, all wearing white dress, white sari, and engaged in bhajan kirtan and surviving. So the reason was the family abandoned them. That's what they say. But as per the Shastra, and why such restrictions were given to widow, we'll come to a nice conclusion, a nice definition, what the Shastra says, and how one should accept this. All these things we will discuss today. See, why such restrictions were there for a widow? 1 minute. For in any woman's life, only one husband is accepted. In any yuga. In any yuga, woman is allowed to marry only one time. That's it. So as per the tradition, as per the culture, if she becomes a widow, then she should not be attracted to other men, and she should not engage herself in a family life. So for that, a simple life was given to her. You can say that never have, women never have, there is no sannyas or there is no renunciation for women. But this widowhood is like a sannyas life for a woman. So here here the Manusmriti or this Indian Vedic tradition gives her, okay, now you can take up sannyas within the house. But it is insisted that the family members take care of her. But the society took it in another way. They don't take care of her, thinking that she is inauspicious. So all this, it's the God's law is there, but these people made it as distorted it, like Sati system. Same. See, women should be protected by their relatives, but she should not look for other men. So for that, she should take up a voluntary renunciation of colorful things, because that agitates the mind. When a woman gets agitated, then her husband is there to satisfy her. If husband is not there, like when she dresses up nicely, some other men will look at her. And when she eats palatable food, the senses get agitated. So that's why the restrictions were given to her. See, why a male sannyasi is very much restricted from many things. Why? Not to get physically agitated, right? So restriction is there for a sannyasi. Similarly, womanhood is a sannyasi life, so that she restrain herself from falling into another marriage or relationship or any sexual activity. So these restrictions were given. But the society mistook it and mistreated the women as inauspicious. So many don't see when they go out. If some widow woman comes, they go back. All these things they existed. Oh, some widow went, so the purpose I'm going out may not happen. So such superstitions prevailed, existed. But modern days, people are slowly changing, but changing in an aggressive way. Changing in an aggressive way. I have seen many of my aunts who became widow. They suffered a lot to raise their children. One of my aunt who from our early, she got married very early, and she became widow after 3 children, and the husband had nothing. Nothing. He didn't give her anything. Means they were normal life. So he used to earn and they survived. But when he passed away, she had to take up a labor job and educated the 3 children. But um, still she survived, and maintained her purity. That was a great thing. She was like a fire. I have seen her. She was like a fire, and she never mixes with any men. She worked hard. Some really, I glorify her within my heart. She had controlled herself. I have seen many such wonderful ladies in my life. They they worked out. They went out for earning their money, but simultaneously they took care of their children. It is a appreciable life. One of my friend's mother was also like that. Very, very glorious lady. She used to go for job, and she was an officer. Somehow she got the job of her husband. She was a little bit educated, and she got the job, and she throughout her life she was working and retired, and made her daughter, only daughter, to study, and she like I have never seen her freaking out or want to enjoy or want to eat. She was very simple. But unfortunately, that time I was not an adult. I was child, and I couldn't give. And now I feel that if these people could have given Krishna consciousness, they would have advanced very nicely, right? But it was not given. But fortunately, some widow women who go to Vrindavan. If you go to Vrindavan, you can see many white sarried Matajis. They do different ashrama sevas and they settle there only. But I have seen some articles says that, they were rejected by the family members and they don't have any other shelter and they had to suffer a lonely life like that they described. But if they voluntarily go to Vrindavan, Vrindavan is the ultimate abode for devotees. So if the family reject them, it's nice that they go settle in Vrindavan and take up sannyas. Many women in ISKCON, they want to become, gurus and sannyas. But if it is awarded like that, they should happily take it, right? But the article says that these women are suffering. They are like, they have ashram life. But in ashram, they have friends, lots of friends, and they perform bhajan, kirtan, and live. It's like, sadly they are describing. But if one takes up the devotional life happily, yeah, fine. Now, life has given me this. If they have the philosophical knowledge, yes, now I have to renounce everything. Now, I have no family. Now, my situation has given me an end to sense gratification. I accept this situation for my spiritual uh, improvement. So I have seen some Matajis, some devotee Matajis who became widow when they became old only. I called them and told, Mataji, now this is the chance for you that you come to Mayapur or you go to Vrindavan, renounce the family, and anyway you have your husband's pension. You lead a peaceful life. But unfortunately, the women, no, women's mind is still attached with the daughters, sons, grandchildren, domination, kitchen, saris, and jewelries. Sometimes I used to think, why they are like this? Say when in South Indian culture, especially when women come to your house, you have to give them some gifts. If you are not rich, if you are rich, you can give. If you have enough saris, enough things, you can give sari, blouse, bindi, and bangles like that. If you don't have anything, at least you should give the kumkum. So many times, even devotee women, they identify themselves as like, when a devotee woman also became a widow, they wear everything. Everything. My opinion is that if situation has brought you this, then you have to accept that situation as a renunciation, as a sannyasi order. Okay. It is very painful, very, very painful. But if that is given by the fate, then one should accept it as an arrangement of the Supreme Lord. Okay. Now I should renounce all these things because for women, these things are very much binding. I have seen one Mataji, she is not a widow, but she voluntarily, Western Mataji. So such a renunciation I see only in Western, but not in Indian women because Indian women are very much attached, very much attached to family, the respect, such things. And that Western women, I have seen that they immediately renounce and they take up white. In that way, they are advanced. In that way, they are very advanced. They don't have such things. But even ISKCON women, they don't take up white sari or no bindi, nothing like that. Because they are very much attached to all these things. Not exactly like sense gratification, but what the society will think, how I look. So such things affects the women's mind. So I don't criticize them. Every individual has their own rights to live their life. Things cannot be forced upon. But in devotee's life, if they voluntarily take up the renunciation, like if you see life of Kunti Maharani, Kunti Maharani wanted to die because she was a very chaste lady and she loved Pandu like anything. When she wanted to die, but there also a big problem arose. The co-wife Madri said that for the sake of children, you have to live. She said, Madri said to Kunti Maharani, I am an ordinary woman. You are an extraordinary devotee. You are a great personality. And if I live, you die, I will see partiality among the children. But if you live, you don't see partiality between your children and my children. So let me die. And also another reason for my Pandu's death is Madri only. So to atone for my my mistake, let me die, you live. So again, Kunti Maharani had to see, dying is in one way easy, right? There ends. But Kunti Maharani had to face this widowhood throughout her life. Young widow. Throughout her life, and also this opposite party, Kauravas, they created all kinds of problems. Sometimes, if a question arises, okay, Krishna is going to give you a role in Mahabharata. Will you accept the role of Kunti Maharani? I would say, no, 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 no. It's difficult for me. Right? It's that's why she was able to pray. Vipata Shantita Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Koro Bhavato Darshanam Yachyat Apunarbhava Darshanam. So a realized prayer, very realized prayer. She had to live for the sake of her children, young children, small children. But at the same time, she has to live alone. She has to face so many. Those supporters were there. Krishna was there, but she had to suffer a lot. She boldly accepted. She is a saintly woman. The sannyas was given to her very early. The question may arise. If a woman, even devotee woman, doesn't want to accept sannyas, what to do? What would you do? If a young woman in your society became a widow, what would you do? If the young woman cannot control herself, if the young widow cannot have that renunciation, I would suggest a second marriage. Because that happens when somebody who doesn't have husband, young, and they live in a society, then they disturb the society, right? Though a second marriage is not there for a woman, but the society should be compassionate on her because the modern society is going nowhere. But uh, we cannot force upon something on women, right? If a woman is forced, you live a very auspicious life, then her senses may be agitated and she may create some problem in the society. So for that, I would boldly suggest, okay, find out her inner mood and then give her a solution. If the family is good, the family should take care of her nicely. But I'm wondering why this other part of India, why they are so harsh. Especially if you see in Brahmin tradition, they have to shave their head also, means hair also. They have to shave their hair and wear a saffron color sari. especially in the Brahmin culture, Brahmin tradition. But now nobody is doing anything like that. There is no renunciation. It's not forced upon because the women has become, now society has become deviated. They don't understand the merits in that. There are lots of negativities in that system. So they see it as a injustice to women. That I agree also because, the woman doesn't want to take it voluntarily, the sati or the widow life. She cannot be forced upon. She should have freedom, but that should not affect the society. That should never affect the society. The society's law should be intact and she should not be contaminated. In the name of widow, some women become contaminated. They remain a widow, but inside they are corrupted. That is not good. So honestly, she should accept and take another life or something like that. But if a strong devotee, if some strong devotee become a widow, then she should take the life as the further in her life. God has given her renunciation. Okay, now this is the time for my sannyas. It's difficult for a woman because women is always in attachment. But still, when we leave this world, we have to detach. So that detachment is given to her by the arrangement of providence. Then she should take it and then practice Krishna consciousness seriously. This is an important point. Okay, how the society see that you should not bother. Now, if I have a basic necessities, let me practice Krishna consciousness seriously. That should be the mood of a devotee widow. We should not bothered about how the society now. I don't need to go to any marriage. It's one way women can be happy also. Like if you are a serious devotee, why do you want to go to marriages and other functions and other things? Why you want invitation? Why do you want respect? No, it's okay, fine. She should boldly accept the austerities. Focus more on Krishna consciousness. Engaging in devotional service, nothing like that. You are auspicious, not unauspicious. In devotional service, you make garland for the Supreme Lord. Lord will not say, no, oh, you are a widow, don't make garland for me. No, no such rules for devotional service. It's only in the karma kanda things. Karma kanda things, such things are existing. So, for devotee women, or any other woman, any public woman is listening to this lecture, for her, I say that, one day or other day, we need to leave everything and go. Today or tomorrow, we have to leave whatever thing we have, that we have to leave and go. So ultimately, if we want to get rid of this material world, we need to detach ourselves from this human being or relationships, possessions, all, even our own body, we have to leave. So we can consider this widowhood as a position of a sannyasi. Okay, for you, sannyasa is given. Men sannyasa is not viewed as inauspicious. So voluntarily, I would suggest women to take up this sannyas. Okay, voluntarily. Let me take up this sannyas voluntarily. Let me focus on Krishna consciousness seriously. So now I have no obligations. I have no obligations. Okay, I have to perform this, that. No ritual, no such things, and it's easy. In one way, the women should take it boldly. So as I said, even devotee women, they are so much attached with grandchildren, grandchildren, and they are so much attached to all these things, and then entangled. They don't go to Vrindavan or Mayapur to settle and focus more on Krishna consciousness. But forced ladies are sent to Vrindavan. Many, as I said, 20,000 widows are there in Vrindavan, and they are by force. It's by force. Maybe some voluntarily have taken this austerity, but mostly it is they don't have any shelter, so they have taken the shelter of Krishna. It should not be like that. It should never be like that. One should boldly accept Krishna consciousness and the sannyasi order of life and go ahead with their life. I have seen some bold decisions in this society also. Some women, after producing children also, they get remarried. I will not say this as right or wrong, because if I say it is right, then I am against Sri Dharma. If I say it is wrong, then again I am against compassion for a woman. You see, as a woman, I need to be compassionate to a woman. So it depends on that particular woman, which life I want to choose. It depends completely on that woman. Okay. Now I am a Krishna conscious, I am a devotee. So whatever the providence has given to me, that I will face and I will take my life accordingly. So that should be the mood of a woman. So some may ask, a young widow, what should she do? Take care of children. If children are not there, one of my friend, very close friend, she became a young widow. Very young widow means she had 2 children. Maybe they are 1 year, 2 year like that, and the husband passed away. She remained. She never married. After many years, I asked her, why you didn't get married? Because even in our time, like my time, the society is not so bold enough. She said, I have children. I have some goals in my life. So that kept me going. Now the boys have grown up. Her boys have grown up and they keep the mother very happily. But she also never choose to show that she is a widow. She wear colorful dress and but she had a control on her senses and she lived a celibate life, very pure life. She was not mixing with men. She put her efforts to build up her children. They became very nice boys and she got them married, and then now she is visiting all temples. She is not a devotee, but I want to make her a devotee, maybe. But some women, they get mentally agitated and they commit lots of mistakes. So whether a woman is a devotee or non-devotee, I would suggest that you take this situation boldly and go ahead with your life as pure as possible. You bring purity in your life. You understand that this is the arrangement, because people say that, because you are inauspicious, you are unlucky. They say that you are unlucky. That's why you became like this. But don't worry for that. Don't worry for that. Because everybody in this material world is unlucky. Once we come to material world, it is unlucky situation only. Whether you become an Indra or Chandra or everything in here is inauspicious. Good is also bad here. And that ultimately we all know, as devotees, we all know that material world is not a fit place to live. And even if somebody is always suhahan, what you say, always having a husband until her death, but still you need to die. So all these things are very temporary in this material world. When we know ultimate philosophy, then we handle other ladies compassionatively. And if some old ladies undergo such situation in their life, they take it very boldly. Okay, now let me lead a sannyasi life. Now let me focus more on Krishna. Let me do more and more service. Let me live for my husband. So that should be a widow's mood. Sometimes I was asked to counsel some widows. I came across a widow woman who had grown up children, but she was new in Krishna consciousness, but she was targeting a brahmachari. Because the brahmachari was a preacher and he was preaching around, and she got so attracted to the brahmachari, who is definitely younger to her, and she was proposing him. Then the brahmachari couldn't handle, then he told Mataji, you please counsel her. Then I called her and I told, you see, you are from Indian culture. You know the culture, you know. You have grown up children, you have goals. Why don't you live for your husband? You lived with him for so many years and you can live in his memories. And you have grown up children. What the children will think about you means that doesn't matter. Okay. If at all your senses are uncontrollable, better you marry a normal person, not a brahmachari. Don't target brahmachari and sannyasi. Don't target that. You identify that. Yes, you accept that you have uh, your senses are very strong. Better you find such persons. Widows are men. Widowers are there. Or divorced persons are there. Or those some even are ready to willing to marry a widow, though they never married. I have seen such bold men in the society now. So you find such person and get married, or you focus more on Krishna consciousness. Please don't do this. Don't disturb a brahmachari. I told her, I humbly requested her, counseled her. Yes, I understand. It's difficult to, conquer the senses. Conquering senses is difficult. I understand. So that's why the society has put a rule for widow women. Okay, wear white, don't get attracted, eat very less spicy, eat once a day, fast on Ekadasi, do austerity. All these rules were given so that the women can control the mind. So now present society is left okay, more compassionate. So the women became okay. Oh, I can do whatever I want to do. No, that way it doesn't. It is not good. It's not good for that Mataji. Like, externally we say that we feel compassionate and we allow them, okay, you want to get married, get married. We allow them. The society is now very lenient. So one of I told him when I got married, uh, same time, one of my husband's cousin got married. And she even, they got children the same year they got a child. And within 2 years, myself, my husband were feeling we are still young, very, very young, 2 years only. She lost the husband in an accident. I still remember how she cried because we all went to honeymoons together. And I don't see my honeymoon photos till today because, this brings me that, somebody is not happy. Mm. So she cried like anything. That time I was very young, so I don't know how to give some solution to her. Later, when I joined ISKCON and did many marriages, then I told some of the relatives, all this, you people, you could have arranged something. She was a very beautiful girl, and child was very small. And I heard from relatives that, she had a desire to marry, but nobody arranged her marriage also. And she was not educated. So she couldn't, she was with the family, but I don't know about her later because we have lost the touch. And I told some of the relatives that if it is better that you could have arranged that marriage. So the society, as if it is for others, we need to be compassionate according to their needs. Some cannot come to the level of sannyasi. The sannyasi condition, the celibacy and the self-control cannot be forced upon also. Cannot be forced upon. But we are preaching Krishna consciousness, right? So if you have an opportunity, you can preach to such ladies that, it's now time for you. Like men are joining brahmacharya ashram, vanaprastha ashram, sannyasa ashram. They are joining. But now God has given you this. So please accept this and focus only on Krishna. You may ask, what if the children were small, or what if she has lots of family responsibility? Then she can focus on that. She can focus on that and then slowly, gradually renounce everything and focus completely on Krishna consciousness. So these things are existing in the society that, but now the society is the other way around. Okay. Especially in our caste, once the husband dies, the woman is allowed to decorate herself nicely. Until the 13th day, she is allowed to wear nice dress, nice flowers, nice bangles, everything. They allow her all these 13 days. She has to eat nicely, dress her nicely, like that. Then after that, and the day before 13th day night, she has to be awakened full night. And some widow women, they take her in a dark room and break the bangles, remove the Mangal Sutra, take the bindi out, and then put only tilak or this ash, Lord Shiva's symbol, and then she has to come out and bless others, and the other relatives give her lots of gifts. So the gift system is there now. In the system, they give colorful saris. Nobody thinks that she is a widow. She should be simple. Nothing like that. And to one of my close relatives' widow, I had to give a very expensive sari. The point of simplicity is to control the senses, not to become extravagant, not to become too luxurious. The next day of that is 13th day onwards, the widow and the family should lead a simple life. But here it's opposite. Okay, everything is over, now eat meat to the fullest enjoyment. So this way is also wrong. So when I suggested, please don't eat meat. No, but that lady told, no. My husband always was a meat eater. So he likes, so I will also eat meat. Meat eating is prohibited for a widow because meat meat, onion and garlic, all these things agitate the mind, agitate the body, agitate the senses. So being a widow, you need to control the senses, right? No? Right now. So so it's opposite things are happening in the society now. Women is allowed to eat anything and everything she wants, and she's allowed to wear colorful saris. Then the sense control will not come, and definitely our senses will demand. Our senses will demand, but it's not easy. Also, if a widow has children, grown-up children, it's also for her it is difficult to get married again because the children had a father and they cannot accept another father. It's difficult. So in that, they become confused. They have some problems, social problems. But one of my relative, far relative, boldly she remarried. She took all the property from the died husband also. Very bold. I will take all the property from you people, but I will get married also. So she was bold. And she said, I need company. I cannot live alone. I'm not very young. So this is the thing. If you have some goal in life, life is not eating, sleeping, mating, and defending and dying. No, not. Life has a goal. If you understand that there is a goal, then I will accept the austerities. I will not again enter into entanglement. I'm not, of course, I'm not bothered about the society, but what the society thinks. But I have great ideals. I go according to that ideals. So that should be the decision of a widow woman. And how the society is existing here, I explained. And so life of a widow is very difficult, very painful. But that can be converted to blissful sannyasi life. The painful tragedy can be converted to a spiritual life where their peace can be existed. She need not engage in sense gratification, but there she can continue as a peaceful devotee. That is definitely allowed. She can continue her life as a peaceful devotee, improving. Easy, no? Renunciation is given to her. Okay, now you renounce everything. So she should renounce. Yeah, that is the conclusion. If you have any comments, any doubts, you are welcome. Hare Krishna.
Pranamataji, how would you explain to Somataji who doesn't know much about Krishna consciousness that all these restrictions, as you gave the example of no meat eating, no garlic, and no onion, will help her to her senses, so that her senses are not agitated? How could we explain to her in what is the meaning of that our senses are not agitated, so that she could accept these principles, and because it's important
No,
that
I
her senses
explain.
are
You
not
also
agitated.
explain. I also explain. We preach this meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no intoxication. But the society is not ready to take. Personally, I do call some widows and explain them. I told you, one of my close relative who lost her husband, who is my dear relative, not, she was not willing. I explained, I tried to pull her towards Krishna consciousness.
Yes, Mataji. But how would we explain to them what is the meaning of not having the senses agitated? Because sometimes they don't know what is the meaning of this, that your senses get agitated. When we say that to them, they don't understand us. So how will we explain that
See,
it's
you are
important?
living in West. In West, there is no such thing existing, right? They become widow, they marry again, right? Is it? There is no question.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
then there is very rarely a woman choose to remain. Even in India, they don't choose to remain alone. Immediately they think of marrying again. Uh, one cultured family, very cultured family, uh, lady, her husband died because he was a drunkard. Her relative was very close to me, devotee. She was also chanting and following the things. When he discussed her case, that, you see, she became very angry widow, I'm very pity. Then I said, get her married. He got, how you can tell this? How dare you can tell this? She has a son and you are telling this. My calculation was not wrong because she's a widow, but she never appeared. Before, when she was married, she remained simple. But when she became a widow, she got lots of property from the husband's side. And when she was married, her husband was a drunkard, so he was harassing her. So she was always dull. But when he left, she is free now, lots of money. So she was wearing gold jewelry, colorful sarees, no symptom of widowhood, no symptom of suffering also. This I even, without seeing her, I suggested, why don't you get her married? But she got annoyed. But still, she is not married. But she looks very nicely and decorate herself so nicely. But I'm not very close to her. So I didn't suggest that, you decorate yourself so nicely means you have desire. You have desire to enjoy, then it is very dangerous for a single woman. Any time your senses will pull you down. So for that, I suggest that better you honestly accept, you get married to person who is willing to marry a widow. I don't recommend second marriage to any woman. Shastra says, here one question is there. What about divorced women? They are supposed to marry. They are supposed to marry. See, as I said, the strict rules can be applied to a woman who has higher goals. If a woman has higher goals, if she can control the senses, like Kunti Maharani, there is no way that Kunti Maharani had an idea to marry again. She could have married. Very beautiful lady, right? Mystical, beautiful, powerful lady. She could have married, but the society was society all the time. But she didn't choose to remarry. She remained a powerful devotee. That I cannot suggest to a weak person. This is my stand. The Shastra says no second marriage for a woman. The society forced that condition on a woman. When it was forced, the women become burst out. When something is forced, for example, in Saudi Arabia and other Middle East, women are forced to cover them and then control them. But I heard those women are highly corrupted. I heard from secret this thing. The more you force a woman, the more they become corrupted. They find a different way to enjoy different parameters. So, if the society is agitated so much, so there, if I cannot suggest a diverse to women, okay, you remain a celibate, you got married once, don't get married again. I cannot preach that. She will accept externally and then, and agitate the society, disturb the society, which I have seen in my own experience. That's why I honestly say you get married. Once it happened that a young divorcee, one girl divorced her husband for petty thing. But after divorce, she took up Krishna consciousness. Then she started disturbing the spiritual master. The spiritual master called me. See, you have to take care of her. Find her a match. Then I found her a match. Then matter settled. So the society is now different. These teachings are for someone who is very strong. Who is very strong. So at least if they remarry, like, a divorcee or widow, they will stick to only one man. If they are not married, they will disturb the society's men. Maybe they may target a married man, which will bring calamity. Or they may target a brahmachari or sannyasi, which is another big explosion. So that's why we, we means the managers in the society, we decide, okay, we'll get married this. Agitate. I have seen one divorced woman, around 50 years. Highly agitated. She had a nice husband and 2 grown-up children, boys. But out of false ego, divorced and have lots of money. When you have lots of money, then, dress herself very young and then disturb the brahmacharis. That is the thing. As on the team, marriage arranging team, we identified that she is disturbing the brahmachari ashram. Then we catch hold of her, like, you please properly search for a second husband, but don't disturb the brahmachari ashram. Then she is under control now. So this is the reason. Otherwise, no second marriage for women. To protect the society, to be compassionate also. So if you are young girls, whatever the situation may be, stick to one husband. If that is your, like, you need to have a strong will. You need to have a strong will. Stick to that. And this is a dharma given to you. This is the dharma given to you. You do that in this lifetime. So before itself, that's why I created this chaste lady group, chaste devotees group, so that to educate you to become strong. Our aim, our goal of life is to achieve Krishna Prema, right? Through Stri Dharma. So through Stri Dharma, you please be careful. Now only nobody told us anything. Nobody is telling also. So now somebody is telling you this is right, you go like this. Repeatedly I am telling. See, in your life, you please try to have only one husband. That is the austerity given to you. You please stick to that. Okay. So those who cannot understand, for them, we will not preach. It's difficult. No, how will you tell Western lady, Camilla, you tell me a Western lady who is not even a devotee to tell you don't eat meat because you don't lost your husband. It's beyond our capacity to understand. Maybe you can try. Because first they need to know what is right, what is wrong, what is good for the society, what the God's law say, all these things. Then only we can go into a point like this, because meat eating is not wrong in many societies. Even the doctors, they say meat eating is right. So there I have to keep quiet. They say meat eating is right. Meat eating is good. So how will you preach to a Western lady that, don't eat meat, remain a simple? This is possible only for a powerful ladies, devotees, whose focus is to achieve higher success. Otherwise, we have to compromise the standards so that those ladies, the single ladies, maybe divorced ladies or widows, are not disturbing the society. So the next solution is we have some men who are ready to marry, those who are already married, divorced, have children, no problem. So some are there available. So you fix like that. Leaving them like that, that disturb the family also. Especially single women, they get mentally gone down. They emotionally, they become agitated. They make full, they disturb this peacefulness of the family. I have seen some ladies like that. They behave hysterically. Then, if you notice what is the reason for that hysteria, they are not satisfied physically. That's why they put the anger. See, anger is the other side of unfulfilled lust. So, if a woman's lust is not fulfilled, then she will burst. She can do anything for that. So, to control that, the family has to think wisely and do something. Here is another question. Mataji, when women try to disturb brahmacharis, who have to counsel these women? I have seen few women trying to hunt brahmacharis, but I am afraid how to educate them. The counselors are not aware either. But you give this class to them, no? Forward this. Oh, Mataji, I come across with a nice class for ladies. You please listen. Yes, no? You say, you can, sometimes, even I cannot personally tell. If somebody comes, I have a nice class. Would you like to hear? Then I give, because now I'm making it everything public. So if somebody takes good points from this lecture, let them take. See, many they don't know. They are ignorant. If they know, okay, my life has purpose. Okay, I live for the purpose. I control my senses. Some women may take a decision, some good women. Okay, now I don't want to go behind my senses. Let me control it. Let me focus on this. Let me lead a renounced life. Let me lead a renounced life. Let me become a sannyasi. Let me help the society, not disturb the society. Women can boldly take the decision. Right now. So I have seen married women disturb sannyasis also. I have seen in my own eyes. Then the temple management make different schemes so that to avoid ladies near the sannyasis. They make strict rules, rule after rule to control women. I have seen in my own eyes. So women should know how I am behaving, what I am doing. Self-awareness, self-analysis should be there. If not, they are disturbance. Then society like West Bengal will send everyone to Vrindavan forcefully. They are forced, not voluntarily they went. Maybe few voluntarily went, but most of them are forced. They don't know. They are in ignorance. Forced spiritual life. Okay. So, uh, see, the sannyasis or brahmacharis allowed to be rude and coach this. I have seen particularly two, three sannyasis, they handle not rudely, totally cut them off. they have fencing system, no? So they just cut. They know, definitely they know if a woman is approaching, they know what purpose they are approaching. So they have a fence system. So these women cannot entry. They all these good sannyasis, they have their emails also handled by secretaries because they are not alone. The sannyasi means they are not alone. They are public. Their life is fully public. They are always under CCTV. That is a real sannyasi. And they are surrounded by disciples, male disciples, brahmacharis. So they got them. So the cases I am telling, they fenced themselves. They know they fenced. But brahmacharis, they lose themselves. I have seen one divorced woman targeted a brahmachari. He fell down. But the brahmachari marrying a married woman is not so good because you are a brahmachari. You have a right to marry a never married girl, but like a foolish man. Why do you go for a married woman? I don't know, maybe for different reasons they go. In a man's part, a man cannot marry a married woman. It's like it's a sin because how you can marry a somebody's wife? Divorce is state law, not God's law. Okay. Maybe all these things are very painful. But we need to learn what is right and what is wrong. Correct, no? Why do women mostly get attracted to brahmacharis only? They are so pure, no? Pure ladies. Many men like pure ladies, you know that? See, many half-naked women are there available easily. But men like chaste ladies. Similarly, women like strong brahmacharis. They get attracted. It's a quality, and to that quality they get attracted. This is the reason. They want some pure devotee. So they target them. Yeah, any other discussion? If you have, please boldly discuss here. That's why we are here. You can share your experience if you have anything. Mataji, Chandrarekha Mataji. Any comments?
Nothing, Mataji. All seems to be everything new.
New.
This is, oh my God.
You are in a conservative society.
Yeah, yes,
Maybe
Mataji. All.
never seen different. Yeah, you are
Yes,
in
never heard.
conservative society where you are protected always. Never seen all these things. Yeah. Okay, fine. So we will meet on Tuesday with Neha Singh. Yeah, I will see the question. Final question we can see. Chat box. I have seen Mataji sometimes Prabhus who are married and still get attracted to beautiful or foreign Matajis, even in front of their wife. That is there. That's why we put restriction on women. No, we should not unnecessarily. Men are always get agitated, especially like so many things, calamities happen even in ISKCON society. They are married, still they get attracted to to other women, and a young boy going to preach to a family and then get married to the wife of the house where he is preaching. This happened. It's like, you go there for educate, but you disturb that family. What is this? And she is a family lady who has a grown up children, divorced the husband for no reason. Such things are happening in ISKCON. So we need to be very, very careful, very careful. So men get attracted. So that's why I also say that, being wife, you please take care of your husband also. You need to fulfill the needs of the husband so that he will not look around. Many ask me question. Okay, after coming to Krishna consciousness, we restrict the husband. But I say that the society is very much inducing the senses. Many women are walking off naked. The husband may be agitated. So if he is not satisfied properly, then he may again disturb other women. If you don't take care of him, the wife, after I have seen many ladies who come to Krishna consciousness, then they restrict their husbands. But there is another danger here. The danger is then he may look around. And there are some who can entertain such men also. Then your married life will be in danger. So you take a balanced decision. You take a balanced decision. You be careful. Okay. So we will see next Tuesday with Bhagavatam topic. Vanchakalpatarubhasa kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, Hare Krishna.